Hello and welcome to Greenville, North Carolina for Gatekeeper and Heiser Media's combined coverage of the Down East Players Cup presented by Basket Bashers. As always, we've got to thank our presenting sponsors Cosmic Disc Golf, D-Town Disc Golf, and Reaper Disc Supply for making this coverage possible. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth by Dan Brooks-Wells. How's it going, Dan?
Hey man, how you doing?
Not too bad.
All right, so on the card here we got Paige Shue. We got Holly Finley from Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We got Megan Goldsby from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And here to round out our card is Emma Harris from Kinston, North Carolina.
Should be an exciting card to watch. Jumping in here on hole one of West Meadowbrook Park. It's par 3, 320 feet. Most players are looking to throw a pretty straight shot with maybe a little bit of flex and finish back to the left to get their birdie look.
Awesome. See Paige is quick off the tee here. Gets a nice kick back to the left. Is that going to be in range?
Might leave her a long putt there. Yeah, most players, there's a pretty small gap to hit, kind of one tree in the middle that you can see there. But if you hit that one with your disc moving pretty straight, should be smooth sailing. But Holly, with a bit of an early release there, catches an early tree on the left. That is trouble in those woods.
Yeah, Nathan, I'm going to have to rely on you a little bit. I have not been to this course. I know you were at this tournament, so I'm going to be asking where the trouble is here on all these holes.
Yeah, a lot of trouble on both sides on hole one. Megan's going to find it on the opposite side of the fairway. It's a pretty wooded track. You've got a lot of gaps to hit off the tee. Really nice shot there from Megan to hit the gap. It's going to fade out a little early left, but she should have a long look at the birdie as well.
Yeah, this does not look ideal. She's like picking any gap she can find and just smashing something through.
Yeah, it is not fun over there in the woods on the left. I can tell you from firsthand experience, but a really nice job from Holly to get out of there and at least give herself a chance to limit the damage here on hole one. Nice scramble shot there from Megan as well.
Here's Holly, her third throw.
Just a tough spot there.
Struggling.
Yeah. At this point, I'm sure she's just looking to get off the hole. Although giving this a nice run there from probably outside of circle two. Holly got, if you've seen her on coverage before, very strong spin putter. So she can run them from standstills from pretty much any distance.
Just a little pitch up, take a nice easy par, start your day.
Yeah, so Paige did end up getting a pretty nice kick. Looks like she's in circle two for the birdie look, but just leaves it a bit wide. Hole one is a pretty demanding tee shot, though, so like you said earlier, nothing wrong with settling for the par, as a great putt there from Megan sneaks it in low left to save her par.
Yeah, and that sets the tone right to start, right? Like, that's a confidence builder. Hole one to start your eights here. That's great.
Yeah, nice confidence builder there from Paige as well. Knocks down the 20-footer to capitalize on her par. Holly's going to end up dropping a couple strokes here right off the bat. Not ideal, but plenty of scoring opportunities out here on this course, especially for somebody like Holly who loves playing in the woods. I'm sure we'll see her bounce back pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's so early. It's so early. She's a veteran. She'll be fine.
Yeah. What do they say? All good rounds start with a bogey? At least that's what I tell myself.
Someone said that.
Jumping right in here to hole two. It's a par 4, 435 feet. You got a pretty tight gap off the tee. One tree to miss yet again. The OB pinches up here as we approach the green. Most players just looking to put their tee shot somewhere out there into the field, and then you can kind of figure it out from there.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of cut off here on the left. That OB seems to come up quick.
Yep, there's a paved area over there that is out of bounds. So, you either want to get really aggressive and try to play for an eagle, which is, it's a bold strategy, or just play it safe like Megan's doing here. Put something in the middle, and, the second shot should be pretty doable.
Yeah. Yeah, just hit the gap. And this is Emma. She is a local. Her and Megan are the two locals on the card, so they're trying to pave the way here.
Yeah, Emma from Kinston, North Carolina, not too far away from Greenville, where we are here for this tournament. Nice shot there from Holly. All our players electing to take the right gap. Just a straight to hyzer shot. Pretty standard. That gap is slightly bigger than the left side, so it'll put you in a good place to score.
Absolutely. Yeah, I believe I was watching a little bit of coverage from last year. I think they had this as a par three, and I think it works better as a par four. Um, Having to play position golf and trying to hit that first gap.
Yep, yeah, this hole plays as a par
That.
three for the MPO field, par four for the FPO field. Makes a lot of sense. It did score for the FPO as the easiest hole on the day at a 3.25 average. So you got a good percentage of the field picking up the birdie three. So definitely one that these players are want to pick up to get moving in the right direction. Nice putt there from Paige to grab her birdie.
Here's Megan, keep that putt streak alive. Well, I guess now it's a streak. Can you call one putt a streak?
Yeah.
Now it's a streak.
Bit of a stretch.
Very
now
nice.
She's got a streak going. Exactly. We can bring that up on the next hole, but a little early for that on hole two. But nice putts for all around from our card. Looking like we are going to have ourselves a star frame, barring something crazy happening here. Nicely done. And yeah, that's how you get your round going right there. Nice job from this feature card we've got.
Absolutely.
Jumping into hole three is a par three, 284 feet. You've got OB on the left and right sides. If you've got the forehand, that is the play to kind of skip something around the corner. If not, you're probably just going to see players lay up to that corner and play for a long putt.
Okay. Oh, no.
Yeah, Paige does opt for the forehand, but I think she just sawed it off a little bit. Finds that OB rough area on the right-hand side. And this is the other mistake you could see players make, just overturned out of the hand there from Megan, and she's going to find the OB on the left.
Yeah, I can see why some players would want to lay this one up and kind of pitch in. A little bit of a risk here.
Yeah, just overturn there from Emma. She finds the OB as well. It's just very tight, right? As you turn that corner to the green, if your distance control isn't on, you're going to be out of bounds. It comes in quick. Yeah. So let's see if Holly is able to make the correction. She's opting for the turnover line, which is tough to execute.
Beautiful.
But this looks great.
Perfect. And doing that after watching all three of your competitors go OB, you walk up there a little nervous, like, what's the wind out there? What the heck's going on? So really, really well done by her.
Yeah, Emma just opting to play to the corner there after the OB drive. We did have some swirling winds too in this park. It's kind of open at some points, wooded at others, so you can't really ever be sure what the wind is doing out there. Just kind of gets in your head a little bit.
Yep. And all you can do from here is just lay up, take your medicine, kind of move on.
Yep. There's another layup like you mentioned. But we do have one birdie luck. Let's see if Holly able to connect.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute laser. Knocks it down. That was the only birdie on hole three from the entire field in round one. So really well executed there.
Yeah, and she's getting a lot of strokes on people. This was the second hardest hole to par.
Yeah, it's punishing, right? If you don't execute, you're going to be out of bounds. And if you're out of bounds, 90% of the time you're taking a bogey on a hole like this. Absolutely. So, yeah, as some would say, strokes on folks.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that one almost bounced back out.
Yeah, hopefully she didn't see that.
You're right.
Sometimes that can rattle your putting confidence, but
absolutely. Don't worry about it, Emma. Keep trusting the baskets. You're fine.
Stayed in. Good. It's all good. A couple of bogey tap-ins as we move on to hole four here. Another par four at 405 feet. A common theme on this course. You got to hit a tight gap. Then it opens up a little more, and we've got a variety of trees closer to the green. Couple gaps that you can take there depending on where your drive ends up. But it's kind of priority number one is get out this gap and into the fairway.
She crushed that. She put a little bit of a move on that. Hit the gap. Very nice. And she should have probably an easy look in. Is that right? Or the trees kind of scrambled enough that it makes it a little bit more tricky?
It's going to be tricky. Left side, I mean, there's a couple different gaps in towards the green. It's kind of a poke and pray situation, but I think Holly bit off enough distance from back there that she might even have like a long jump putt into the basket. And the basket's only about, I'd say, 70 or 80 feet in past the tree line, so
Okay.
it should be very doable. I like the forehand here from Megan, just focusing on hitting that gap, get something out there. It's a nice shot.
Here, Emma. Closer look at Emma. She started playing FPO at the end of last year. So she's got a full year under her belt in FPO and featured here on the feature card on an A tier. So that's awesome to see Emma. And Megan as well, being more of a local. She's been playing FPO for about 2 years now. And she has played over 28 tournaments this year and has won most of them. So very glad to have both of them on the card.
Yeah, awesome to feature them both. Some struggles here from our card on these upshots. Like I said, kind of a poke and pray situation or pick a gap and commit to it situation on these upshots. Long look there. For Emma leaves it a bit short. And yeah, here's Holly over here, kind of pretty close to pin high. Just a bit left, so she's got a long putt.
There you go. Way to navigate through those branches.
It's a long look at birdie for Megan.
Ooh.
Just couldn't bend it around the one tree to miss, unfortunately. Hole 4, 3.5 average, the third easiest hole on the day. About 50% of the field picking it up, but not a guaranteed birdie
Yeah,
at all.
it seems like if you have the distance out the gap and you're able to get it to the next tree line, that's the huge advantage on this hole.
Nice putt there from Paige.
Very nice.
Right around circle's
Very nice
edge,
birdie.
dead center. Nice bounce back after the bogey on hole 3. Holly with a little more here than I'm sure she'd like.
A quick putt drills that in there.
Well done. Tap in par from Megan, and I'm sure we'll see the same from Emma here shortly. Not too bad.
Not at all. No damage done.
All right, jumping into hole 5 is a par 3, 338 feet teeing off from next to the baseball field. There is a Mando, which probably will not come into play too much. Players want to hit this gap with something moving right to left. Most likely a big hyzer for the righty backhand throwers, and just let the disc do the work and move its way over there to the basket. Kind of something like that.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of like how much forward push do you want to get versus how much right to left movement do you want to get, you know?
Yeah,
Can you do both at the same time?
This is nice from Paige. Doesn't quite get that left movement that you mentioned. That there is a back tree line there that you don't want to just throw something, dead straight per se. But as long as your disc is kind of on hyzer, moving left at the end of the flight, you should be safe. Megan just hitting that gap. Comes out a little nose up, but finds the middle of the fairway, so shouldn't be too difficult of an up and down coming up for her.
That was smooth.
Yeah, super smooth from Emma. That'll probably leave her a circle 2 putt for her birdie.
Like that, Megan seems to have all of her basis of the game covered. She's got a nice backhand, a nice smooth forehand, and we've seen her make a few putts near circle's edge already.
Yeah, well-rounded game. Putt leaks a little from Emma, but doesn't go too far away. Holly's looking, let's call this a 60-footer.
Dive.
Ooh.
Oh. What a bid.
Yeah, great effort. Just comes up a bit short. Paige from circle 2, a bit short as well. Tough hole. A little bit uphill
Tough
too. You
hole.
can't quite tell on coverage. So playing more
Okay.
than 338, I would say.
Tough hole, and no movement either way for any player on the field.
Spoilers.
I knew she was going to make that. I knew she was going to make that. Listen, guys, if you don't know, you already know she's the world champ 2018. She's not missing that. Okay.
It's true. Pars all around for the entire field on hole 5. Definitely a bonus birdie. We'll see if anybody picks it up when we come back to this course in round 3. But for now, jumping on to hole 6, it's a par 3 at 414 feet. You're throwing across this road. A couple of trees to miss late in the flight. This is a tricky one, but it plays a little bit downhill, so probably reachable for some players in the field, but definitely a bonus birdie. Yeah, I think Holly was looking to throw that one flat to a little Annie. Just doesn't quite get the turn out of it, but still able to hit the gap. Should be a doable par. This is the line you're looking for.
Wow. Full flight.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Paige rips.
Yeah, beautiful shape.
Megan pulls this one a bit out of the hand, but that gets through nicely. Finds herself in the middle of the fairway.
Looks like she's got a little straight gap there. Maybe if she wants, she can take a hyzer to the right.
Yeah, there'll be a couple different options going into the screen. I wouldn't say there's like a preferred line as you get closer to the basket. It's kind of just, another pick your poison situation. Couple different options you'll have depending on how much you bid off the tee. Looks like Megan's going to opt for another forehand upshot here. Just pulls it a bit, though.
Seems like that right side is just a little bit more open, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it is. I think Megan just leaning towards that, the comfort of that forehand upshot. I know personally for my own game for a while, I just didn't have the backhand touch confidence, just something that comes with time. Holly looking for this to fade a little bit, doesn't quite get it. It's going to leave her a long look for her par.
It's a nice little up there. Whenever you have an up, you always want to make sure if you're jump putting, you want it 3 feet away. You don't want it 10. You want it 3. So that was really good. Just a misfire from Emma there.
This is a birdie luck for Paige, just at the edge of the circle. Oh, just a bit off to the right. Would have been a great birdie to pick up. None on the day on this one in the FPO field. Now Holly here, 30-footer to save the par.
Just a laser beam. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, when Holly's putt is on, it is fun to watch. She can be absolutely lethal. Anything inside of circle 2.
All right.
Couple par tap in here for Paige. I think it'll be a bogey for Megan, able to limit the damage.
Yeah, and it's interesting too. I don't know if you do this, Nathan, but sometimes I'll look at the scores from the previous day, and this one playing at 3.5 or a half stroke over par. I'll play for par the next day.
Yeah, not a bad strategy. Definitely won't be losing strokes doing that. On to hole 7, par 5, 679. Plays around this baseball backstop. You've got OB on the left with that fence. You've got OB on the right with the parking lot. So this tee shot, you're kind of looking to throw something dead straight, hit this gap, get a little bit of fade to the left, if any. Kind of just like this.
This looks like a really fun hole. Is this one of the more fun ones out here, would you say?
Yeah, it's a good tee shot. You can kind of just rip on something overstable, knowing that it's going to fade back to the left, and that fence kind of keeps you in bounds. The second shot can be a little stressful as it, that OB pinches a bit towards the green and kind of continues on both sides of the fairway. So it feels like a good one to get when you do get it.
Awesome. Yeah, this course seems to have a common theme of hit this small gap off the tee.
Mm-hmm. Yes, once you hit the gap, you're usually smooth sailing. This one, you got a couple things to worry about. This one leaks a little left from Emma. We'll see what it looks like over there near that baseball backstop. She may have to just pitch out back into the fairway.
And now it's a matter of how much distance am I trying to chew off without having to risk that OB.
Yeah, really nice shot there.
Does a great job.
Yep. Yeah, this is that pitch out I was talking about. Just doesn't really have the angle to go for anything just because it's so tight.
What else are you supposed to do there but pitch?
Yeah, not much. So this Paige could get aggressive here and get herself a look for the eagle if she wants it. And it looks like she's trying to do just that.
Just come back.
Just overturn. That's going to be out of bounds.
There's that risk reward. I think the best design holes are the ones that give you that option, risk reward, whether you can smash it or play more tactical and lay up.
Nice fence there, keeps Emma's shot inbounds. Holly also now kind of a decision to make. How much does she want to bite off? I think this is about 330 into the green, I'm going to say. Maybe a little more.
Yeah, I think it's early. I think you go for it. Why not? Take a chance.
She's definitely got the distance too.
Keep flipping.
Oh, that looks great if it gets a little finish.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be an eagle look in circle 2 for Holly. Really nicely done.
So here's Megan with her third shot, looking to get up into the green.
This is fading a little left. It's got a...
Whoa!
Almost makes it. Stays in bounds. Nice shot. Yeah, if you come up short left of the green, you are likely to find that out of bounds. But as long as you beat that big tree that you can see right now, should be safe. So nice upshot there from Paige. Should be able to save the par. Emma's looking to get up and down here for her par as well. A little wide, but that should be a putt inside the circle. So Holly's got to actually work it around that big tree. See if she still gives it a bid. Oh,
wow.
Off the cage. You got to respect. Yeah, you got to respect the run from like 60 feet. When you get an eagle chance, you can't just lay it up,
There you go. That's a good, I don't even want to call it scramble, but having to pitch out and then executing, 2 good shots in a row. Well done by Emma.
Yeah. Nice job to take the medicine, stay controlled, and execute there. This is still a birdie look for Holly after a bit of a roll off the cage, but sticks it low right.
And with that, Holly will take a 1-stroke lead over Paige.
Nice.
Very well done by Megan. 3 technical shots up the fairway to basically tap in her birdie.
Yep, and a nice par save from Paige after the OB second shot. Good up and down there to keep her at 1 under as we jump into hole 8, par 4, 578. Probably the tightest tunnel, second tightest tunnel, as you'll see on hole 9 on the course. You're looking to hit that gap at the end of it, fade out to the left. Players are going to be left with probably some sort of turnover or straight shot into the green, but priority number 1 is hit this tunnel and hopefully try your best to get out the gap. Needs a little finish.
Oh. Very good disc. It did everything she asked it to.
That's a keeper. Yeah, that's a great shot by Holly. Yeah, this is a tight tunnel. I'd say it's probably about 280 to get out of this gap. And this looks great too from Megan if it gets a little fade. Oh my gosh, they're making this look really easy. If you saw my shots on this hole, you would not think it was that easy. Trust
No.
me. Paige as
They're good.
well. Oh, just catches that last tree. But honestly, the left kick is not a bad thing. She still might be out there enough to where she can, try to bite off a little more off the second shot. We'll see what the lie looks like.
Just a little bit of a pull, and you're just off a little bit here on some of these wooded holes, it seems, and they're decently punishing.
Yeah, that tree especially, if you're trying to go hyzer flip, definitely in the way, but didn't kick to too bad of a place. That's a good recovery shot to get her to the mouth. Should be able to get out into the open here. That's leaking a little left. There's OB over there from the previous hole, but looks like she was able to stay inbounds. So here's that turnover.
Snap that one off.
Yeah, absolutely smoked. This looks really nice. You can see that gap that she's going for. The basket's probably about 100, 120 feet past that opening. So still a pretty demanding shot from here. These players are probably looking at about 350 into the basket, I would say.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's an absolute rip to get your disc to get high enough, turn enough, and glide enough to the right. Very demanding shot, it seems.
Yeah, that's what Holly's going for. Just overturned it a tad bit there. Still able to make a pretty good amount of progress. Yeah, and here you can see Emma disc just faded out a little too much, and it really cuts down on the angle you have into the green. So just having to pitch up again, but a nice recovery shot there to limit the damage.
Yeah, and I like Emma's approach as far as taking her medicine and giving herself a shot to get up and down, and not giving herself an even extra stroke for going for something crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's a long look here from Megan. This is for a birdie. Ooh, catches some metal. Not a bad bid. Birdie looked for Holly as well, although not sure how much of the basket she could even see from in there.
Yeah, with that spin putt, she can kind of have any stance and just snap her wrist, and she can get it to go like 60, 70 feet, it seems.
Yeah, great asset to have on the course. So some great pars here from the field. This hole can get you into some trouble early if you're not careful, and definitely considered a bonus birdie.
Seemed like there were any birdies on the day.
Not surprising. As we head into hole 9, this is the tightest gap you're going to see on the course. 298 par 3. Just barely bends from left to right after you make your way out of the gap. I guess the straight backhand slight turnover is probably the ideal line. You can throw a forehand if you've got it, but it's hard to keep the disc straight and just barely drifting right for that long. So I think we're probably going to see 4 of this kind of shape. A little early or a late release, I should say, from Holly, but looks like it gets most of the way through.
Okay. The ceiling looks pretty low to me. How high?
Not a lot of airspace to work with. Megan is going to opt for that forehand line. This leaking a little right. We'll see if she's able to get out into the open. Yeah, I mean, the ideal shot, I think, on this hole kind of pushes the back wall the whole way. Because the basket is pretty close to it. Yeah, this is a little early. Turned a little early from Paige. I think this is a newer hole. I think this hole used to be a much shorter par 3 through a quadruple mando out in the open. So the fairway is still pretty tight. A lot of skinny trees to work your way through. And yeah, our players are showing that it is quite a tight gap.
It's a nice patent pending stance. Very nice flight out of that.
Yeah, should give her a look to save the par. This basket's also elevated. So kind of a nice kick there. It's a little tree love for Paige. So
we take it.
Yeah, exactly. Makes putting a little scary. Looks like Emma kicked out into the open on the right hand side. And Holly will just have a long jump putt.
I feel like I would love a tap in 3 on this hole.
Yeah, par is just fine. It's such a tight gap that you're not losing any strokes with a par. Nice putt there. from Megan.
Very cool. I like how they built up this this basket and have the grass on top of the brick.
Yeah, it's a nice little touch. Makes your
It's kinda
lie
neat.
kind of tricky if you land in it, but you know, it is a nice
Get a foot in
touch.
there.
Exactly. Nice putt there from Emma to save her par as well. Paige just going to have a short tap in. Holly is going to follow as well as we have a par frame to close things out here of the front nine. Let's take a look at the shot of the round contender. Oh yeah, this money shot from Paige Shue on the par 3 sixth. Thank you to the Norse Gods as well as the Patreon family for making this coverage possible. Make sure to hop over to Heiser Media's YouTube channel to watch the back nine. We will see you over there.